Hello everyone, I'm Raven from Raven Comics. Today we continue with the fourth part of DCeased, and we've reached the shocking conclusion of this story. Well, the conclusion of the first part, as we'll be covering issue number 7 of the comic, where darkness has completely covered the earth, and the few remaining heroes must make desperate decisions to save what little is left of humanity. We begin with Lois Lane. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings in a single bound. But Clark had an even greater power. Everyone who saw him was filled with hope. Look, up in the sky. All hope was lost at 11:48 a.m. when this tower was brought down by Superman himself. The zombified Superman has just appeared, and now we're in the Fortress of Solitude. Cyborg informs the remaining survivors of the situation. If Superman has turned into a zombie, then this is the end. The Arks are ready. They need to leave Earth immediately. Lois tells him they can't. Superman will destroy every Ark whenever he chooses. Wonder Woman knows they have to bring him down. The question is, how? Damian says with this, Batman left a contingency plan for every hero. Oliver says, of course he did. Bruce doesn't even have to be alive to plot against all of them. Damian replies that's not exactly true. Batman didn't leave a plan for Oliver. Honestly, he never considered him a threat. That really hits Oliver's ego, who wonders why Bruce thought he wouldn't be someone dangerous. Dinah asks if he's hurt because Batman didn't create a devious plan to take him down. Oliver admits yes, he could be a planetary-level threat if he wanted to. Dinah agrees. Yes, if he wanted to, of course he could. Alfred realizes that Master Bruce stocked the utility belt he gave to Damian himself. If that's the case, he asks Damian to check the pocket on the right side of his hip. Inside, there's kryptonite. This could be useful. With the diagrams Cyborg is reviewing, they can turn the kryptonite into a suppressive gas. If they create it, it will certainly slow Superman down. Diana knows it won't be enough. Even though Damian insists his father knew what he was doing, they have to trust him. Diana says Bruce was many things, but he was never lethal. So, does Diana have a better solution? There's no room for hesitation now. And of course, she has a solution. Do they think Batman was the only one smart enough to create contingencies against his friends? No, Diana was also prepared. Green Lantern and Cyborg must go with her. Everyone else has to get to the Arkansas currently. There are two. One is for those sheltered in Ivy's jungle in Gotham, and the other is in Themyscira. While the Arks were preparing for launch, their defenders were getting ready. Wonder Woman is wielding a sword. Clark is vulnerable to kryptonite and to magic. Years ago, Diana, Wonder Woman, and her mother theorized that they could combine both. The question is, will it work? Diana says this is the sword of Athena. Athena was the goddess of war, and they fought for everything. She was also the goddess of crafts. They fused mythology with an element from a world that no longer exists. Lastly, she was the goddess of mathematics, and now they are fighting an equation. None of this is a coincidence. Diana believes she now holds destiny in her hands with this new kryptonite magic sword. Later, we're in Gotham's jungle. We had less than a day. Each Ark could hold a maximum of 7 million people. Each of us knew what that meant. Not everyone would survive. Wally tells Batman that everyone is already on board. 6,479 people. Damian says it's time to retreat. Ivy doesn't want to. She's not going to abandon the green. If Ivy doesn't leave, then Harley's staying too. She won't abandon her. The Ark is lifting off, and of course, they're leaving many behind. They only had 2 Arks, and they had no time. Trying to save more people would have been a disaster. We had to find a way to live with what we were doing, or no one would survive. It was time to head to the land of the Amazons. Philippus alerts the Majesties. Mara and Hippolyta ask what's going on. Well, this has nothing to do with the Arks, because the sea is in turmoil. Queen Hippolyta must move the evacuation to higher ground. Also, all the warriors must prepare, because they're going to be needed. This isn't a storm, it's a tempest. A zombified kraken now emerges from the depths of the ocean. It's being controlled by Aquaman, who in turn commands an army of zombies. The King of the Seas was preparing to attack when suddenly, he is pierced by an arrow. Aquaman begins to fall. And who was responsible for that? Well, it was Oliver, who's still angry. Despite what he just did, Batman never believed he was dangerous. He just shot an arrow from half a mile away, through heavy winds, straight into the brain of the dead king of the sea, while he was controlling the damn Kraken. So, Batman, go to hell. The infected Atlanteans should not have been able to find it. But when they raised the seafloor and expanded the island for the Themysciran refugees, the island was no longer hidden. It was no longer safe out there. A wave of monsters came from the sea, crashing against two warrior queens, but they weren't alone. Wonder Girl makes her entrance to join the battle. Cassie is ready to fight alongside the rest of the Amazons. Antiope commands the entire army. They charged in without fear. The wax-armored Amazons clashed against the undead from the depths. While all of this was happening, we jump to the other side of the world, where Superman is destroying everything he can. The good part of all this? It wasn't hard to find him. Dinah asks Cyborg if there's anyone alive down there. Victor tells her no, there are no life signs at all. Then it's fine. Dinah is not going to hold back. So what will be Green Lantern's first move? Dinah creates a giant megaphone with her ring and starts shouting at Superman. Her attacks are already deadly. Amplified like this, they're even more devastating. Meanwhile, back with the Amazons, they were the fiercest warriors on the planet. They had defeated myths and legends, giants and gods, but nothing could prepare them for this day. Still, they fought. While lovers and friends fell, they fought, while allies rose again as enemies. In the distance, Green Arrow was doing everything he could. The Ark was slowly filling up, and those who were boarding now were the last refugees. Now Oliver asks the Queen of the Seas to get on board. They have to leave. The situation is getting worse. Mara boards the ship, but the Amazons remain behind on Earth, which is now flooding. Oliver says there's no way to extract them all. On Earth, Hippolyta tells Cassie that she must go. Cassie says she will. Of course she will, but the Queen must come with her. Hippolyta says no, she's staying, and Cassie must tell her daughter that now she must honor the promise of Themyscira. The Amazons fell, but they fell fighting. They fell for all of us. Paradise fell into oblivion as the Ark took off. Meanwhile, in the battle against Superman, Dinah kept hurting him as much as she could. Then she receives a message from Oliver. The Arks have launched. They lost many Amazons in the fight, but fortunately, many people made it out. While he's saying this, Superman takes the opportunity to strike at Dinah, who manages to create a shield and defend herself, while Cyborg attacks with an energy blast. The Man of Steel is about to destroy the shield when suddenly, Wonder Woman arrives and slices off one of his arms with her sword. Our defenders did so much to protect us. They risked everything. Now Wonder Woman, with that same sword, is going to slice him in half. Superman begins to suffer. The attacks were strong, but not enough. Because Superman doesn't need a sword. With his hand, he's going to pierce through Wonder Woman. This is a display of true power. Power without remorse. The heroes didn't manage to buy any time, but that's all they could do. Superman flies off at top speed. Diana begins to fall, and Cyborg catches her. Wonder Woman tells him that Superman is heading straight for the Arks. They have to stop him. The only one capable of doing that now is the Green Lantern. Diana hands her the sword. It's now her responsibility to finish off Superman. Cyborg tells her it's okay, she can leave. He will stay with Diana until she turns. Dinah tells him he can't stay. Cyborg says yes, he can. The virus began with him. Besides, he was never going to go with them. Up in space, Superman has found the Arks. Lois never wanted her son to have to be a hero. Jon realizes his father is coming for them. Damian tells him that's not his father. Jon, of course, already knows that. And Damian also knows what's coming. So he asks Jon if there's anything he can do. Jon simply asks him to take care of his mother for him. Damian, of course, says he will. Jon is sure that he's going to become a great Batman. Lois comes up to her son. Parents are supposed to fight for their children's future. Lois doesn't want little Jon to go out and fight his father, but he tells her it's okay. He knows what he has to do. It's time for Superboy to go out and fight. He's the only one here who could stand up to his father. Jon was the only one standing between Earth's last survivors and extinction. Clark had been so proud of him. If only he were conscious of what his son was about to do. Jon leaves the Ark and heads straight toward his father. Both fly at incredible speed, and all we see is a massive explosion. Jon was just a boy trying to hold back death. Obviously, his father was far too much for him, and he couldn't do much more than slow him down for a few seconds. But those seconds were enough for someone else to arrive. It was the new Green Lantern, Dinah Lance, who was about to attack Superman. But before she could, someone stops her. Attention, Green Lantern of Sector 2814. The Green Lantern Corps has arrived. Guy Gardner is shocked to see that Dinah has become a Green Lantern. He only left for a month, and the whole place went to hell. The Guardians and the Green Lanterns are placing Earth under quarantine. To Gardner, it's kind of funny. This is supposed to be his sector, and they failed to protect it. That doesn't look good for them. Dinah gets angry. This is no time for jokes. Guy Gardner may not have the incredible will of Hal Jordan or the creative imagination of Kyle Rayner, but he's a damn master at hiding his emotional terror with humor. And now he has to ask, what the hell is Superman doing? Well, that's not Superman. And he's thinking, what can he do to bring down the entire Corps? At that moment, Superman speeds away. The anti-life equation made a decision. Ganthet orders the Guardians to follow him. He couldn't face the entire Corps head-on, so he calculated another way to kill them all. The question now is, what the hell is Superman doing? Well, he's augmenting himself, absorbing, draining the entire sun to become something even more powerful. Ganthet watches the situation and realizes that over time, the solar system will grow cold and die. So, what are people going to do? Even the light of the Green Lanterns isn't strong enough to reach the heart of a star. Maybe that's for the best. They can't eliminate the virus directly. They can't risk exposing themselves. But if this system is doomed, the virus will dominate. The Lanterns will monitor the sun and the Earth. But it's time for the survivors to relocate. It's time for a new world. It's time for humanity to leave its birthplace. No matter what they try to do, life has already lost on this planet. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Cyborg stands before Wonder Woman. Before they start fighting, he wants to ask her a question using the lasso of truth. Victor asks if he can speak. She tells him yes. The next question is, do they have any way to stop this? Diana says they are death. Nothing can stop death. But that's not true. They're not death. There's just a virus. And if there's a virus, there must be a cure. Diana says yes. Then where's the cure? Wonder Woman goes silent. But after Cyborg asks her the same question again, Diana tells him the cure is in him. He is man and machine. He is binary. Patient Zero and the Chosen One. The Alpha and the Omega. Cyborg understands everything. All those who died didn't have to die. Diana tells him yes. Everyone is dying right now. Victor realizes he has to reach the Arcs and tell them everything he knows. But it looks like that won't be possible, because Wonder Woman steps behind him and rips off his head. Life is fleeting. That's the only truth. Death is forever. Cyborg is dead, and there's no one left who can stop this equation. Elsewhere, aboard the Arcs, my mother used to tell me monsters didn't exist. There was nothing hiding in the dark. Nothing would jump out from the shadows. I wish I could have told my son that. But by the time he grew up, he had already faced too many monsters. We didn't know they were waiting for us in the darkness ahead. But there was something I did know. As we looked at our world for the first time, our new beginning, our Earth 2, I knew one thing. The monsters were behind us now. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for more content like this. I'm TJ Prime, and see you in the next video.